Hey guys, welcome back to part 12 of my 3D modeling tutorial for 3D Studio Max. Today we're going to continue the third part of our detailing phase here by working on the upper and lower receiver some more. And since the last video, I kind of made a few adjustments here, and I'll just show you what those are really quick. Just select these objects here really quick. Unhide all first. There we go. Okay. Alright, now I've got it. What I have here is the two separate objects. Like the one at the top here is my most recent rendition of this 3D model, and then what we have down here is kind of a little closer to what I left off with last time. So when I first started working on this again after my last tutorial video, I split the receiver up into three parts, or two parts actually. I just split the upper and lower receiver like so, and pretty much I just separated from that curve on and along that flat line here at the bottom, and split it into two objects, this being the upper and lower receiver of course, and then we still had our mag housing object. So what I did was I split that down the middle, and I just adjusted all the sides and started welding all these corners together to make one solid lower receiver. And I just brought the rest of those edges up into the upper receiver, and that's pretty much all I've done, other than leaving this little loop or gap in here for the actual swivel that holds the upper and lower receiver together. And that's about all I've really done to change it. Yeah, I think that's about it. So let's just delete that really quick and move into working on our details. So I believe last time I was talking about creating all the little widgets and stuff, like the little things that you see on here, creating the details on the flat surfaces that'll break it up a little bit and bring a little more visual interest to our objects. So I'm going to create a sphere here with the auto grid function on, and I'm just going to select this flat side over here, or well, work off of this flat side over here with auto grid on, and I'm just going to create a sphere, bring that down to 8 sides. Alright, then I'm going to convert that to an editable poly. Next thing I'm going to do is just delete the inside of that circle and the bottom half, or sphere, sorry, and delete the bottom half as well. And then take this half here, detach to an element, oops, and with that side still selected, we'll just move that out. And we'll bridge that really quick. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to pull up my reference picture here really quick, and you'll see that I'm trying to create this little extrusion here from the mag housing unit. And this also kind of extends a little bit onto the lower portion of the upper receiver. So we'll just bring that over the line here a little. There we go. I think it might need to be just a little tiny bit wider. Select the outlines, and then I really don't need the top portion, I just need that bottom half. Oops. And hold shift to drag an extrusion out there. Okay, so now I kind of have that little piece there. There's a couple more things I want to fix. For starters, thinking I might scale those corners up just a little tiny bit. think that might be good. Alright. Next thing I'm going to do is just throw in a smoothing group here. Smoothing group 1. And give that flat face on the front a different smoothing group. It'll look kind of goofy at first, but you'll notice that you actually do have to separate that from the rounded edges. It just reduces your shading problems a lot. Next thing I want to do is slice plane. Move that out just a little bit here. I'm going to press A to turn off my angle snaps. And I'll try to kind of get that parallel with the angle that we have here at the bottom of the mag housing. That's pretty close. I'll just bring that into there, slice it, and delete the bottom portion. Now we won't see it coming out of the bottom at all, and got it nice and tapered off here at the bottom too. It's just intersecting with our current object, but that's kind of what we want. Next thing, I'm just going to, let's see, give it a little bit of color to make it blend a little better. There we go. And now that kind of looks pretty cool. That broke up the surface already just a little bit, but you know, it really does the trick. Next thing I'm going to do is create this other little piece right here. Pretty much just a square. Well, square with rounded corners at least. Okay. Oops, connect that twice actually. Let's look at that piece one more time. And maybe I think I might actually scale that up just a little bit. Bring that in a little more. Alright. Still not quite where I want it. Alright, there we go. I think I'm going to keep it like this now. Can delete this ring here. Next thing I'm going to do is give it a symmetry modifier. There we go. Then we'll convert it to an editable poly. Move that down just a little. Actually, have to bridge those separately. Okay. give those all some smoothing groups here. That looks pretty good. Not entirely the way I wanted. I might fix that a little bit more later, but it's pretty close. Alright, and then the next thing I'm going to do is just use this again, copy it into the object that's going to be going up here. One thing I have to do really quick though is just get a Y value here. There we go, copy and paste it. Alright. Flatten this out a little. Oops. And then it's just time to start scaling. Oops. There we go. Alright. And that looks pretty close to what I'm looking for as a final result. Yeah, there's a few more things that we're going to add in the high poly, but so far these three little widgets or whatever broke up the surface really nice. I mean, you can just hide them really quick and unhide them. That makes a huge difference right there. Already bringing a lot of visual interest to our object. So let's move on to creating something like the this little group over here on the other side. Bring up this is a bad reference image right here. Oh, let's see. Doesn't look like I have any decent reference. I guess like in this little vector drawing here, you'll see this kind of curved, I guess you would call it, a little bit of a curved extrusion or whatever off of the mag housing unit. And I'm just going to create that using a sphere, just like before. Create a new object and just head over here into the side view. There we go, 8-sided would be good. And we'll turn it into editable poly. I'm going to flatten that just a little bit. Delete that inside half there. That's good. Detach to an element. There we go. Oh, actually, I probably won't even need it to do that. Well, we'll just keep it there for now. What the hell? Won't hurt anybody. Okay. And then we have those two pieces bridged. Use the outlines to extrude inward a little bit. There we go. That's good stuff. And then we will shift and copy that entire object. We'll keep it as a copy. Scale it down a little bit down here. Try to get it as far out here on the not on the x-axis. That's what I want. There we go. And then I will delete this portion here. Okay. going to shift and rotate this about 90 degrees. There we go. Bring that over. And I will align this. There we go. Next thing I'm going to do is just grab these points down here and scale those on the y-axis. And just push those down just a little bit. Alright. Okay, so now what I'm just going to do is give those all, or actually I'm going to attach all these other pieces here, make that one solid object, give them all smoothing groups, hide unselected really quick, convert to face, oops. There we go. And then we'll worry about setting up the rest down here later on. Give that a little bit of color here. There we go, and that kind of broke up the flat surface of our mag housing on the front side there. So next thing we can do, I guess, is put in the mag release switch. It's a really easy object to create. We'll just start with a cylinder. Okay, go to the modifier stack here. Well, what the hell, we'll give it 12 sides, it sounds good. We'll erase all the height segments on there. Okay. And then we'll convert it to an editable poly. I'm going to delete the back face on that. Go into the front view here, connect that. We'll detach as an element, yep. Okay, and then bridge it together. And there we go, we have a mag release switch. I think I might just move that up a little bit. Okay. And just because I think I'm a little bit off with my reference image, I'm just going to move that in a little bit there, and that'll be fine. Give that a smoothing group. There we go. And we're getting more and more detailed as we go. Alright, next thing I want to do is maybe create the fire mode switch here. See if I can find a decent piece of reference for that. It should be good right there. Alright, what I need to do here is first I'm creating these little stoppers here for the fire mode switch, and then we'll just place this piece right here in the center, and we'll go from there. So let's just start with a sphere again. Actually, since the pieces are already kind of created for me, copy this Y value here one more time. Okay, let me look at this one more time here. Just in relation, I'm trying to just kind of eyeball this to see in relation to where other pieces are, like where the trigger housing is or whatever. I'm trying to place it somewhat in that same region on my rifle so that it doesn't look all goofy. Yeah, it should be good right there. There we go. Give this a new smoothing group right here. I think this needs to be moved down just a little bit. Somewhere right there looks about right. Okay, and then we'll start from a cylinder here. And maybe attach that. There we go. And use this center point something as a reference for our where our fire mode toggle goes. I guess you could say that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I messed up a little bit there a second ago, but it was an easy fix. Try this again. A little bit of scale reference here. Yeah. It's starting to look a little bit more correct. Okay. the back face on there really quick. Alright. Set, collapse, there we go. And I guess I'll just create a little tick mark, because you'll see like it actually points out at one end. Just use like one little tick there. There you go, see, we can do that really easy. Almost feel like this should be brought in a little bit, but you know, it's really not that big of a deal. I'll just start with something else now. Start with another sphere real quick. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Pretty much the same drill as before. Not much has changed here. Bridge that. There we go. There we go. Oops. Yeah, it's something about somewhere right around what I wanted. We'll attach that. We'll call it the safety switch, I guess. Yeah, it's a good enough short name for it. There we go. And I think we've already created a bunch of nice little details to break up the surface here on the side. What I want to do is kind of cut the video off at this point. I'm going to create a few more widgets here and there because it's really all just the same drill, creating the rest of these switches that you'll see in any of your reference images. Like this little lever thing right here, it looks like something that it looks more like a pin or whatever that's holding the trigger in place. Let's see what else. Let me find a better picture here. And then also like these two little pieces here. This bar right here is the mag catch. That's what holds the magazine in place. So pretty much if you push in the mag switch, release switch on the other side, this thing will shift outward and the magazine will drop. And then also this piece right here, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but I mean, it's a fairly simple object to create, and yeah, these things are really important to make your weapon look authentic, and just, you know, it brings out details, makes it a lot less boring to look at. So I mean, like little pieces like that are all the same thing as what we just did here, so I'll let you guys do that on your own time, and next time we get back to this, we'll just kind of finish up with the upper receiver, and we'll throw in the charging handle and work on the rail mount, which we will also then copy over onto the front system here. And yeah, I mean, after that, we'll just kind of jump back and forth between other parts to create a very nice detailed looking model. And then after that, I guess the next step would be high poly modeling. So until the next video, I'm just going to leave it off here. Don't forget to save your work, and have fun modeling until then.